I have no idea what to make for this week's episode. Guess I'll think about it while I play something. Ooh, that looks good. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Max AC channel. For this month's theme, we will be celebrating AniMay, where we will be making 4 recipes inspired by 4 different animated pieces of entertainment. For this week's episode, we will be finishing up the month with MANANA'S Battle Soup from the game Xenoblade Chronicles 3. For this recipe, you will need 4 rabbit thighs or tenderloins if you want to be super authentic, but since rabbit is hard to find, you can substitute instead with chicken thighs or tenderloins. You will also need 6 cups or so of water, 1 stick or 8 tablespoons of butter, half cup of flour, some garlic cloves, some onion, 1 daikon or some potatoes as substitute, and a few carrots. You will also need 1 to 2 bay leaves, some salt, some pepper, and a cup of milk or heavy cream. And as an optional garnish, you can use some parsley. First, set a pot to boil on the stove. Place your chicken thighs into the pot and let that boil, adding enough water to fully cover the meat. While we wait for the water to boil, we'll prep the ingredients. Dice up your onion and garlic and set those aside together. Next, for the radish, we'll want to make them into star-shaped pieces, so peel off the skin and then cut little indents to make a star shape, and then slice the radish into star slices. Alternatively, you could use a star cookie cutter for this, but I don't have one and this works just as well. And for the leftover scraps, since I don't like wasting food, chop these up into bite-sized pieces, and we'll add this to the soup also. Then for the carrots, peel these and slice them up as well. Then for your parsley, roll the leaves up into a bunch, and then chop this up. Your water should be boiling by now, so for your soup pot, reduce the heat to medium-low, and let the chicken simmer in the water for 25 minutes or so. Once your chicken is fully cooked, remove it from the pot and skim the broth to remove any scum. Then, set the chicken and broth aside for later. Alternatively, you could make the broth in a separate pot and add it in later, but I wanted to make this recipe a single pot recipe. Next, we'll make the roux base and sauté the garlic and onion. So, in your now empty pot, add your butter, and then once that's melted, add the flour and make a paste. Then, before your roux gets too dark, add in your garlic and onion and let that simmer for a couple of minutes or so, or until the onions soften and the garlic is fragrant. Then, to this mixture, add in your daikon, carrots, bay leaf, salt, and pepper, and let that sauté for a few minutes, making sure to stir constantly. Next, add the broth back into the pot and bring the mixture to a boil, scraping up any brown bits on the bottom of the pan. Reduce heat to medium-low and simmer, partially covered for 20 to 25 minutes or until the daikon and carrots are tender. Then we will be adding the milk to the soup. But before that, we will want to temper the milk since it will otherwise curdle. So, to your milk, add about a quarter cup of soup at a time until the mixture reaches a similar temperature to the soup. And make sure to keep stirring when you do so. Once your root vegetables are tender, slowly pour in your milk mixture, stirring constantly. Then let the soup simmer until it has thickened, about 10 minutes or so, and remember to keep stirring it occasionally. While we wait, we'll be browning the chicken thighs a little bit, so turn on your broiler and let that heat up. Prepare a pan with your chicken thighs and broil them for 3 to 5 minutes or until the skin has browned. Alternatively, if you are cooking this on an open flame, you can use that instead to brown your chicken. Once that's done, make sure to remove it from the oven and give it a few chops if you want. Once your soup is ready, add your chicken to the pot and let the meat pieces warm up for a minute or two. Then, once everything's ready, just serve your soup in a bowl and your MANANA'S battle soup is ready to eat. I was having a hard time deciding what I wanted to do for the last episode of this month. I had a couple ideas of what to make, but I wasn't sure which one to choose. I then realized that since I had done a recipe for 2 of the games we're playing right now, Star Wars Jedi Survivor and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, I thought that I should probably make a recipe for the other game we're playing, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and so that's how I decided to make this one. Speaking of which, this dish was a bit difficult to make since there isn't any official recipe for it, and all I had to base it on was the low-res in-game picture and the ingredients needed to make it in-game, so it was a bit of a challenge, but I think it turned out pretty great. I actually based much of the recipe on a previous one that I made for this channel, so if you're looking for another soup recipe to try, I recommend checking out my video on Easter soup. Xenoblade is one of my favorite game series, and I highly recommend checking it out if you haven't. Each game is very long, but the characters and stories are well worth the time investment. And if you're interested in checking out the latest game in the series, I have been streaming the game for the past year. As I said, it's a very long game. So if you want, stay tuned to this channel for upcoming streams of it. Or if you can't wait, you have about 130 hours of previous streams to catch up on. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. In the comments below, let me know how it went if you decided to make it, and let me know if there's anything you want me to make next. Like the video, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to this channel for more episodes of the Max AC channel. And remember, if you want to stay cool in the kitchen, turn your AC to the max and watch the Max AC channel. Ah, I don't have any more ingredients. Guess it's a good thing I can use this coin instead.